If we don't take the time to recover, the conditioning of our bodies is not effective. We need to make sure we sleep, drink plenty of water, get natural light, and stay active. Recovery, it's not the same as rest. On a recovery day, we could do some yoga, some mobility, go for a walk, a swim, even a sauna. And now that you're training like a boss, recovery counts like never before. So make the adjustments in your life. It's worth it, as you are. We're going to mobilize every joint in our body, starting with our toes. So if you could take your shoes and socks off, I'm sorry about exposing my feet to you, but there is really no other way. The first thing I'm going to do is keep my feet on the floor and lift my toes off the floor. I'm lifting my toes and spreading them like I'm spreading my fingers. So my big toe coming in, my little toe going out. Let's drop this. Come with me and spread for 5. Let's lift and spread for 1. Back down. Lift and spread for 2. Back down. Lift and spread for 3. Back down. Lift and spread for 4. Back down and lift and spread for 5. Spread, 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 and drop. This time I'm going to lift my big toe. Can you see I've lifted my big toe? Just my big toe. The other toes are on the floor. And then I'm going to drive it down like I've got a penny under my big toe and I'm driving into the floor. That will help me create a natural arch, which is cool. So let's go for 5 again, these. Lift the big toe. Drive it down. Lift the big toe. Drive it down. Feel that arch. Don't let those knees cave in. Lift the big toe. Drive it down. Find the arch. Lift the big toe. Drive it down. Find the arch. One more. Lift the big toe. And drive it down. Find the arch. The big toe is important. At least 50% of our power when we're walking, our weight when we're walking goes through it. So what we do and how we look after this counts. If it's going in, maybe make some adjustments, do these exercises so it's back working how it should. The toes should be spread. We're going to now go from head all the way to our ankles, starting with our skulls, not our neck. I'm going to roll my head around my spine. Sounds a bit creepy, but it's cool. Trust me on this. Watch me for 1, how I do this. I'm taking my chin to my chest. I'm rolling along my collarbone, my clavicle, and then as far as I can go. I'm not taking my ear towards my shoulder. That then will go into my spine. We want to stay moving a skull. And now I've tipped it all the way back. I'm looking back left of the room, back right. And now I'm going to bring my chin back down. And there is the circle that I'm after. It may be that you get some crunching, some clicking. That's cool. You know, hopefully over time that'll remove. It could be the synovial fluid just popping. But if it hurts, that's no good. Stay away from pain. But if it's just clunking, maybe be careful, but go through it, work through it, and see if we can find a little bit of range every time. Let's get one way for 3, then the other way for 3. So chin to chest, I'm going to my left. Tipping all the way back. Nice big circle. Coming around, tip all the way back, go across. Bring my chin to my other collarbone. One more time. Cool. Let's go the other way. We're going to feel great after this because all the joints in the body are going to be at their ranges. And as I say all the time, let's get one more. If we create intention, then it gives us purpose. And every time we find a little bit more, until really healthy joints. We're going to go into our scapulars, the shoulder blades back here. I've got 4 things I want to do. Our hands are out. I want to reach forwards, hollowing my chest. My hips going nowhere. Reach forwards and I've got a hollow chest. I'm going to lift my shoulders to my ears, losing my neck, take them back, squashing the walnut behind us, really feeling those shoulder blades drawing back, and then down, making a big neck now. Let's roll through that 5 one way. We'll start with the forwards, up, back, down, forwards. That's it, protraction, elevation, retraction, and depression. Let's keep going through it. Can you feel it? Maybe it gets a little tired. It's because you're working to the extremes of your joints. The extremities, I should say. Let's go one more. Up, back, down. Cool. We're now going to go the other way. So this time I'm going down, back, up, forwards. That's it. Down, back, up, forwards. My hips go nowhere. Down, back, up, forwards. And if it gets a little tired, that's totally cool. That means you're working the muscles around your scapula. Let's get one more. Down, back, really draw them back. Really lift them up and really hollow that chest. Push forwards and relax. We're now going to take our arms out and we're going to roll the shoulders in, internal rotation, and then roll the shoulders out, external rotation. So we're going in, all the way to the end, and out. We can also do this like this, where I go in, and then, that was the wrong way, but this is in, and then this is out. And that's it. Really open it. Just going to do a couple more to get that idea of where our ranges are and the internal, external rotation of the shoulder. So we've got this way too. Okay, got the feeling of that? We're now going to keep our hips for headlights, our chest for headlights, and take our right arm out and take that all the way back. I'm going to try and touch what's behind me, and then I'm going to stop. I'm going to come back, and I'm going to try and scoop up all that's behind me. But the key is here that I do not rotate at all, not from my hips, not from my chest. If this isn't what we're after, this is no good to us. So maybe record it, maybe look in a mirror. And if you don't have that range, just work on it. This should be a challenge. Here we go. Let's go 5 one way, 5 the other. So there we go. And then we scoop back. Nice. Seeing what our ranges are. Could it be our pecs are feeling a little tight? If so, we practice this. And I'm sure there are videos out there which would work on that particular problem. That's 3. Take our time, take our time. Really try and touch what's behind me. And then the arm rotates and scoops, 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 scoops up as much as you can. And we'll go one more. Can you see I'm not rotating at all? I hope you aren't. And scoop, 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 scoop. That can feel like the scoop. I'm recruiting a lot here. Okay, let's take left hand out. And same thing again. Try and touch what's behind us. And here, this is a little tighter for me. So I have to work, 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 work in the scoop. That's 1. Try and touch what's behind me. And then scoop up. Ooh. 2. That's it. And again, any clunking, as long as it doesn't hurt. Always be aware of these things, but there might be some popping, some gristly bits. We'll call this the last one. But ultimately, we're softening the tissue and bringing love and blood to the joints. Okay, we're going to go to our elbows. So working our way through this. I want with intention, my hands open, to do and slightly rotate. Imagine I've got an X on my bicep. Just going to slightly turn that out. So my arms, what we had before, external rotation. And then I'm going to curl, 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 curl. My palms are up. I'm going to rotate my palms over. I'm going to take them in, down, 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 open. So it's a very slight circle. That's it. Come with me. We'll call this 2. Rotate. And we're not rotating, we're fixed. Rotating at the bottom. Scoop up. Rotate at the top. Come down. Let's go the other way. Now we're going to come up first. Rotate. And down. That's it. The elbow is often neglected, but today we're not going to neglect them. But you think how often you hear about people who've got golfer's elbow, tennis elbow. This is us making sure that stuff don't happen to us. Let's get one more. Awesome. If you've been going through the sessions, you've been hearing me talk a lot about the wrists, so we're going to work on them now. Here, we've got the wrists, and we've got flexion and extension, in, out. Now let's draw a circle. If need be, you want that idea, grab onto one wrist to make sure nothing rotates. Or imagine you've got your phone in your hand. You don't want to drop your phone, it will smash. So, no rotating those hands. That's what you want to think of. Okay, let's put our phones in our hands and let's rotate. Really think of those 4 movements we just went through. Really big. 3, 2, 1, and the other way. Nice and big. Keep breathing. Got a lovely breath, soft face. All the effort is going into the wrists. That's 4, and that's fine. If we need to, we shake that off. Let's hit the mat. During our sessions, I like a lot of spinal flexion extension, known as cat-cow, but today we're going to break that up into 2 movements. We're going to go into a low cat-cow first of all. So I put my forearms on the floor, steal my knees under my hips, and I'm literally going to try and cat-cow from this position. And you'll feel that your movement is limited. We're going after this bit, the lumbar, the pelvis and the lumbar spine. So come with me for 5. Still try and think hips, chest, head. 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 Let's do one more. And hips, can you feel it? Chest, head, and then hips, chest, head. So now I'm going to sit more on my heels, hands down. And so I'm in this position. I've gone from here to here, and I'm going to do the same thing, hopefully getting more of my thoracic and my mid and upper back. So here again, I'm going to send my neck through like a proud cat, and then I'm going to push, still pushing through the floor. I'm going to round, and then I'm going to push, and then I'm going to push away and round. So it's really I'm pulling my chest through, pulling my neck to the sky, head to the sky. And let's go for another 3. So we're understanding the movements of our spine. I sort of put in a cow pun there, didn't I? That wasn't so good. One more. I know I always had an extra one, I'm sorry. Better one more than one less. All right, we're going to go to our normal cat-cow now, and I just want you to feel if you feel like you've got a bit more movement just by breaking it down. So let's just get 5. Let's start today in cat, which is spinal flexion, and then I'm going to go hips, chest, head, into cow, spinal extension. And let's just roll through it for 5. Remember your breath. If you can now, my belly button should be sucked in as I breathe out. Breathing in, filling the ribs. That TVA, putting my transverse abdomen in. One more. Great. I hope that felt like you had a bit more movement. We're now going to go to twisting of the spine. The lumbar we want to keep tight. The ribs, the thoracic we want to rotate. We're going to go to our forearms for this one. And I'm going to take my right hand to my ear and I'm going to really reach in with my right elbow. And then I'm going to take my chest and rotate to the side. Might be a few clicks. Just breathe through it all. I'm going to say this is 1. And we're going for 5. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And let's swap sides. I'm taking my left hand to my left ear, and I rotate in, and I open my chest towards you. 1. And this is my tighter side. So perhaps I've got to work a little harder.
I can only take that.
Yes, I hear you, Siri. And 3. And 4. Last one. And 5. So that's our twisting of our spine. We're going to go into our hips, and I'm just going to grab a little pole I've got here. So you can grab onto whatever. During the sessions, we did our hip CARs, controlled articular rotations, through the cat-cow position, the quadruped position. Today, we can use a wall. I love a wall, but if I was to use this wall, you probably wouldn't see me very well. So I'm going to use my stick. You don't have to use a stick. You can use the back of a chair, a wall, whatever. But here I am. I'm going to lift, open, driving through my stick, rotate this around. I'm keeping my hand up so it's out the way, and I really want to keep my top of my head driving towards the floor. If I arch, I've lost it, and I may do that. I'm working on it. I'm working on it with you. So let's go 5 one way, 5 the other. We want these to be big. We want to move our femur around our hips, our thigh bone around our hips. So here we go. I'm on my left leg. 1. And notice I lift, I open, my knee ends up behind my other knee. So it drives through. This is it. 4. 1 more. 5. We got that? So that was me drawing my knee up first. I'm now going to send my knee back first. So it's going to go this way. Okay, I'll face you on this one. All right, we're going to go back, back, back. Lift, lift, lift. Open, open, open. That's 1. 2. That's it. Keep in 2. 3. 4. And 5. Really works. I can really feel the muscles of my hip bone. If you can't, 2 things aren't happening. You're doing it too fast, or you're not hitting your ranges. Your ranges may be different to mine. They may be less, they may be more, but we've got to hit them all the same. It's your body. Okay, let's go right leg up this time. Take it all the way around. For 5. I've got intention. I'm opening. Can I open a bit more? Can I send back without losing my spine? No arching. Nice. And now I'm going to take the right leg back. Here we go again. So I'm going back, back, back. Open, open, open. 1. 2. 3. This is hard work for me. How is it for you? 4. Really big, big, big. Don't want to lose my spine. And 5. Cool. Stick was a little wobbly, or was that me? Okay, I'm just going to pop this to one side, and we're going to take a seat on the floor. Now, this one's a bit of a strange one. There is some rotation in the knee, and we want to find that rotation. So I'm going to grab onto my leg like this to try and stop this, my femur, from rotating anywhere, my thigh bone. So I'm grabbing on tight. My heel is on the floor and my toes are up to the sky. I'm now going to see if I can rotate this, my shin bone, tibia and fibia, one way, and then the other way. So I've got a good bit of movement there. Can you see that's moving? Look, because I've got my finger on it, I can see that it's moving. It's not massive. Keep a big chest here, and let's go 3 one way, 3 the other, so 6 in total. I'm going to go out first. So out, in. That's it, we're just understanding our bodies. Out, In for 2, and out, and in for 3. We want to reduce knee pain, so we want as much lovely blood and movement and alive, the tissue, the muscles alive in the knee as possible. Let's go other side. Again, I'm grabbing on, not letting this gut move for me. And I'm going to go out 1, or seems to come out a bit more for me. And in. Oh, but the in's terrible on that one. It goes out and in. So I've got to work on driving these that way too. So here's the external and internal. I'm going to do one more for luck here because I'm not happy with this. All right, so we've all got work to do within our joints. The last one we're going to do is our ankles. And I've got a little trick that I wouldn't mind you using for this. I take my right hand here, and I'm taking it under my right thigh, under my hamstring. Here's the right hand. I'm taking my left hand and putting it on my right shin. Got it? So I have a free hand because this is scooped all the way through. I'm then just going to grab my forearm. This is going to stop this, the tibia and fibula. So when I rotate my ankles, I'm actually moving my ankles rather than a lot of time we're lying on our backs in class or whatever, and the teacher will say, rotate your ankles, and a lot of time we're not really going for that movement. There's not much. There's femur rotation, tibia, fibula. So we're going to be tight on this. So I want you to think of drawing a square with your feet. And that kind of movement, trying to keep a big chest still. Big square. But then, after a while, my square has rounded corners. And that is the movement I like to use with my ankle. And I'm going to go the other way. So I'm trying my best to, can you feel that this hand, the left hand, so I'm rushing, these bones want to move, but I'm stopping it moving. Okay, you can do it on the floor as well. Okay, but that's our ankles. Let's go 5 one way, 5 the other. Okay, take your time. And when there's tight bits, stay there for a second. Try and work through them. Okay, let's swap this over. Left hand under left thigh, right hand onto the shin. My free hand, because it's scooped all the way through, is grabbing my forearm. And same principle on this left ankle. We're going to go across the top, down the side, along the bottom, and let's go 5 one way, 5 the other. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Other way, please. Can you really feel your ankle now? That's your ankle. Again, there might be some clicking, some clunking. Yeah, that's because we're giving it some love. We're trying to hit those ranges. And on this one, my shin really wants to rotate. I really have to grab on tight to stop it moving. Okay, let's come to our feet. Let's just shake off the hands, open the hands, Harry Potter hands, wizard hands. Okay, and that's it. We've mobilized the joints of the body from head to toe. They are your joints. You now know how they feel. Come back to me, practice, and every time look for a bit more range. Cool? Thanks very much for doing the mobility session with me. As ever, well done on your efforts. And hopefully, in this session again, I'll see you again.